Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma Style Reviews. What we're taking a look at is Iron Factory's EX-38 Optics Hunter. If you're fans of Transformers, you know that this is blatantly an homage to their character Hound. If not, it's an homage to the Transformers character Hound. So here he is. He stands a total of 3.5 inches tall, so about a half-inch shorter than the average Transformer size, or the Iron Factory third-party Transformer size. These are legend scale, so a lot smaller than normal. And in terms of accessories, let's take a look at what he comes with. We'll actually bring the camera up some. Comes with a pair of open hands, a pair of hands that are got that kung fu grip, his shoulder beam, as well as his blaster. So, let's take a look at Optics Hunter itself. Give you guys a roundabout. Not gonna do a bunch of comparisons to other Iron Factory figures. He's so close to the average size of them that by now, I mean, we're almost 40 figures in, you should kind of know how they look, and if not, you have a ruler, take a ruler next to your favorite figure, 3.5 inches, you know the numbers and what it should look like next to it. Or just go to kumastyle.com, look at the gallery, and see plenty of pictures with it with other figures from Iron Factory as well as other companies. You know, kumastyle.com, photos, reviews, kind of what I do. So looking at the articulation here. Head's on a ball joint, so up, down, 360. No alternate faces or anything like that, so no need to worry about unscrewing the head, even though it does have a screw on the back. Shoulders. They're on a ball joint there. There's also... There's a lever there, but it really doesn't seem to allow for a lot of up and down movement. Not going to break it, but it looks like it's pretty locked into place. There is parallel right there. See, it does have bicep swivel. It's an awesome thing. 90 degrees at the shoulders. Hands peg in and out. That's why it comes with those spare hands. So wrist swivel. No rocking back and forth or anything like that. Look, he's actually got ab crunch. He's using it in that pose. So back, forth. Lots of ab crunch there. And just really quick. Some people prefer more of a standard pose. That's how he looks. Not utilizing any ab crunch or anything like that. All right. Outward, forward, just below, 90 right there, backwards, more of a full 90. 90 degrees at the knees. Good front and back movement on the feet. I'm sure that's for transformation. As well as, actually this reminds me a lot, I forget the name of it, but their swindle. It all makes sense now. Great ankle tilt. So, taking a look at how he looks with the shoulder cannon attached, there's just a slot peg up top. We are going to take this hand, insert the blaster into it. Let's hope this pegs out pretty easily, which it does. Peg that hand in. And this can also rock back and forth, which is cool. Not the best, but it's there. But it's a really tight space, so even in moving the shoulders, guys, you don't really have a lot of leeway, unfortunately. Alright. I wish it pegged in a little bit more. Alright. My dogs were near me and got a little bit nuts, so had to wait until they calmed down, got some treats, and yeah, got back to business. But in the meantime, I went ahead and finished this pose. Just a standard pose, standing there. Got the open hand as well. Pretty good stuff. The only thing I didn't like, I would have loved to have had something to where he's got his hand extended, but you can see right there, that shoulder pad, when you do the parallel, it really blocks the face and whatnot. And yeah, that's just not so good. Wish there was more wiggle room there. Isn't the first Hound figure to exist, but yeah, I don't really know what they could have done at this size to avoid it, but yeah, not really my favorite one. It's what it is. Alright guys, and we're going to go ahead and give this transformation a try. I'm just going step by step in the instructions. Got the weapons taken off of him, not holding his blaster. The shoulder cannon, it's not up there either, or the shoulder blaster. And I've got the default fist on him as well. So the first step is to round these shoulders back. Alright, and from there it says take this whole thing up and then bring it all up, like so. That's what I'm seeing. And then from there, it looks like the front part of this hood comes forward. All right. Making sure you guys can see it. The head goes up. This goes back. All right. This part goes forward as well. Makes sense. There's the front of the Jeep there. And it says that these are supposed to flip back. I don't know if it means back or forward. It means forward. All right, I was reading the arrows wrong. So these little parts right here, flip them this way. All right. This is already forward. I guess in case it was back, it looks like a seat there. It's showing the arms straightened out, like so. Oh, and it looks like they tab in right here too. This is actually my first time transforming it. There's that. And it says to make an L with it. So I don't know exactly what that means there, but I think we can figure it out kind of when we've got the legs transformed, because obviously that's what's going to put it together. Alright. So this is already looking right. That was the next step, getting those parts pegged in. These pieces on the legs flip upwards. The feet, it's saying flip inwards. Actually, no, it's flipping them upside down like so. Flip. Flip. The whole foot apparently flips over like so. Alright. And on this side, it looks like there are flaps here that go outward. Outward, and I'm sure these feet are about to swing around. Yes, they are. So one. Making sure you guys can still see it on camera here. Two. And now we're going to peg them together. It hasn't pegged in already. Get those flipped over as well in the instructions, but in my experience, I feel like it's better just to wait. Alright, so this is the L portion they were talking about, but it doesn't say exactly how to do it. So let's see what we got. If anything, it's supposed to peg in. It's not showing anything though, which is crazy. Because it shows these parts of the feet here flipped over. So that's flipped over, that's flipped over, which is awesome. So is this actually supposed to be extended then? I am confused. Okay, so I just figured out everything that was wrong. You can see it's assembled here, all good to go. The instructions for this, in my opinion, are really confusing. All right. So I'll get it back to where we left off. About right there, I would say these parts were up. All right. And I'm glad that I actually recorded those mistakes because I can show you guys. So after you've got the legs flipped over, or maybe even before, these black pieces here on the back of the foot, they need to be flipped all the way down. You got to do that part first. All right. And I only knew this because I went back in the instructions. The bottom is supposed to look like this. Okay. So this ab piece, these two things should be up and flush. All right. Now there are 2 pegs here and 2 holes on the bottom of those pieces that you just flipped over. So you flip this over, and that's how you lock it together. All right, right there. So that's that L that they were wanting to make that really isn't an L at all. And yeah, here is the Jeep mode. I'll actually get that out of the way so you can see it. And going from there, just peg in this guy, and then you peg in this guy, and there you go. Pretty good stuff in my opinion. I like it. I actually like the look of this quite a bit. But it's so tiny. Jeez. It's been a while since I've reviewed an Iron Factory figure, and I don't display these. They're all on display, but not in my main display area. So I forget just how tiny they are, and it's kind of nice. It's refreshing because it's given me a chance to kind of forget and reappreciate how much engineering goes into something that's really this small. As for the figure itself, I think it's pretty nice. The shoulders, the big huge shoulders, whatever, I understand they're a hound-ish thing, but at this small of a size especially, they really hinder some of the posing that you can do with them and things like that, which sucks because it's got a lot of articulation built into it, but when you can't utilize it, it's like, oh, that's like kind of gut-wrenching. You know, it almost makes you wish it wasn't there in the first place. But overall, good piece. I think it's coming out within the next month or so. It's July right now, so it should be either this month or August 2019. Find it at your favorite Transformers, third-party Transformers retailer, but I think it's decent. It's not the best Iron Factory figure that I've messed with, not even close, because I mean at 40 there are a lot to choose from, but at the same time I would say it's more the middle of the road than towards the bottom. But it's a good looking small hound, and I think it's what we've got right now. I don't think New Age has put out a Legend Scale 1 and things like that, but I like it for what it is. I wish the Jeep mode, even though I understand it's a Legends class figure, that was a bit more cohesive, but at least you can tell what it is. But it's just kind of the side area. If there was like a flap or something like that to cover that up, you know, but I don't think that's nitpicking. I think it's a visual flaw, you know, but it's definitely okay. At this point, just right off the top of my head, I'd give it like a 5.5 out of 10 if I had to rate it overall. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the full written review, written breakdown, gallery on kumasal.com. Thank you guys very much for your support, and I'll see you next time.